Rage Nation, Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage and Roll in the Cage. We are counting down to the Summer Showdown, which is coming your way August 6th for Roll in the Cage and then August 7th for Rage in the Cage, all going down at the Oakland City Farmers Public Market. And this is not my first time interviewing Parker Avendano, but it is my first time interviewing you for Roll in the Cage.
Yeah.
So this is something new for you. Is this the first time you've participated in one of the Roll in the Cage events?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, this is the first time I've actually done interviews for Roll in the Cage as well, so we're learning together. This is 145 no-gi matchup, and I did not catch your opponent's name.
I think it's Alex O'Quinn.
I think that's right. That sounds very familiar to me. So you're a wrestler. Mm-hmm. This is going to be up your alley, so to speak, as far as your talent. Of course, you know, you are a very well-rounded fighter, as we've seen before on the Rage in the Cage events. So, do you feel like this is a little bit more relaxing to you?
Oh yeah,
you kind of get to have fun.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of pressure at all.
Yeah.
Compared to a fight, so.
Yeah, but you still get to be in the cage and get that cage time. So more of a stress-free, I'm just having fun out here kind of feeling. I'm
still
guessing.
Get to make the walk and get in the cage. So that's kind of cool. Probably help my fight game a little bit. So.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, good. I always wonder if fighters should just start out on maybe like a Roll in the Cage just to get that experience of getting in the cage and kind of get that adrenaline dump and everything out of the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of Roll in the Cage type events, so it'd be a really good one to start if you do plan on fighting in a cage. I feel like that'd be a good place to start. So probably what I would have done if it would have been a thing before I started fighting. So.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking of that as I was interviewing you, and I thought, wow, that would be kind of a neat way to do it if you know, just
Definitely.
to get your feet wet,
yeah.
so to speak. So you wrestled all the way through high school and then a year in college, is that correct?
Yeah, I wrestled my freshman year of college.
Okay. So quite a bit of success, if I remember from our previous interviews. Mm-hmm. You want to walk me through some of your accomplishments?
Yeah, I was a two-time state qualifier in high school. I was a state finalist. I was a three-time national team member and a two-time national dual team member. I wrestled at Newman University my freshman year. So.
Where did you wrestle in high school?
El Reno High School.
El Reno, okay, so just right down the street. Mm-hmm. So, and you train with Tegan Dooley, who's one of our, I think Tegan actually, his debut as an amateur may have been for Rage in the Cage. I know I interviewed him really early in his career, so I'm pretty sure he also had his amateur debut. I remember the interview. So what's it like to train with, guys such as Tegan?
Oh, it's great. He kind of took me under his wing from day one, so it's been fun training with him and Stephanie and all those guys up there at Solid. So they've helped me a lot in a short amount of time, so I appreciate that from all of them. Yeah,
definitely a great crew. What do you hope to gain from your experience on the Roll in the Cage card versus, Rage in the Cage?
I'd say probably just to be able to get more comfortable with making walks, just being in the cage. It's a lot, even just for compared to competing in wrestling, it's a lot different. Obviously, the stakes are a lot higher. So in terms of risk reward, so
I've never asked that question. Honestly, I've never really thought through it. Is it a lot of pressure to make that walk out there?
In terms of fighting,
happen to have a song, just the audience looking at you.
Yeah, I guess so. Definitely. It's inevitable you're gonna get punched in the face. So it's just not in wrestling. It's really not a whole lot of hurt aspect. It's very aggressive, but it's a lot different. Yeah. I'd say it's more nerve-wracking because it's more of you have a lot bigger spectatorship than a wrestling event. Unless you're wrestling in a huge event, it's usually just people watching you. It's not a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
So
did you get into this just because it was just the next step to wrestling, or are you like the majority of MMA fighters that want to make a career out of it?
Well, I do want to make a career out of it one day if it's in, obviously, God willing. But if it was mostly because I had to leave my freshman year, super expensive school I went to, and ended up having to transfer for the sake of my grades too, because career is more important than wrestling or fighting goes.
Of course.
So I knew I didn't want to be done, so because I didn't leave for I was pretty successful at Newman as a freshman. I was ranked second in the country in the redshirt division, so I didn't want to be done competing. So I knew that fighting was probably the next best thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's too bad that you had to end that. But,
yeah.
So what about college? Are you finished with college, or are you still working on it? I know you're just 20.
Yeah, I'm about to be, I'm going into my junior year at Southwestern Oklahoma State, so going to school to get my exercise science degree. So go to physical therapy school hopefully after that. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. I do remember you saying that because I remember back when I interviewed you the first time, I was taking care of my aunt that was a stroke patient. So I remember talking to you about physical therapy back then. So, well, any last words, any shout outs before we wrap it up?
Yeah, my family, my friends, my girlfriend and her family, super supportive. All my sponsors and.
Do you have any sponsors you want to name specifically?
Yeah, I have OKX Excavation, The Carman in El Reno, Midwest Wellness Dispensary, Roy's Bail Bonds, George Wells & Co. Excavation, and make sure I don't miss any here. Brad's Diesel Service. And I think that's all I can think of. They'll all be on my fight shorts in the cage, so you'll be able to see them all. I think that's all. I don't think I miss anybody.
Well, good. That's wonderful. Well, thank you for interviewing. Thank you for your sponsors, because I mean, if it wasn't for sponsors,
Big
fighters, I wouldn't be able to make it here. It's
No
not
way.
like a lot of cash coming in when you're an amateur, for sure.
Yeah, got to make your own money.
Exactly. But speaking of cash, they do get like a little payout when they sell tickets. So it's important for you guys as fans, if you can purchase tickets directly from the fighters, or of course on stubwire.com, make sure that you select their names as you're checking out. Again, we're talking about Roll in the Cage August 6th, Rage in the Cage August 7th, all combined as our special summer showdown weekend. And we can't wait to see you guys August 6th and 7th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market. Again, tickets at stubwire.com, and we'll see you guys there.